Yo, 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 what is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, the franchise player, Double B Bad Blood, once again with a special interview. And look, ladies and gentlemen, I had to dig deep in the crates and bring this dude out. I know this dude for a long time, man. And he a real straight shooter. This dude is the CEO of Shane Taylor Promotions. I ain't gonna screw it up again. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Shane Taylor. What is up, brother?
How you gonna trip out the gate?
Man,
How
look,
you
it's
gonna stumble out the gate, bro?
every time I get you on the show, man, you flash that big ass smile, and then I get all intimidated.
False start from the gate. Trained for the Olympics. Now you got to go home with no medal.
Man,
Damn, bro.
the brass medal, not the bronze, not the gold,
Right.
silver, the straight
They
up
they
brass.
handed you plastic and a plane ticket. Damn.
This dude right here.
What's going on, man?
Hey, man. So, I mean, I just want to get you on the show, man. Ring of Honor has been like your stomping grounds, man. You and your boys have been running rough shots, 6-man tag team championships, world television championship. You're the Triple Crown champion right now. I mean, what was the scene like? What was the get down when everyone was like, "Hey, by the way, we're shutting down"?
Honestly, I missed it. So we've been having these roundtables, right? Like just updates as we or no, not round. We've had like these town halls, right? Before every taping, pay-per-view, we'll all get together and sort of go over the details of the event, just crossing T's and dotting I's. And honestly, I just thought it was going to be another one of those. I set my alarm, happened to oversleep, right?
These are all virtual.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're all like via Zoom and all that. So I miss it. Go, damn. Okay, went to go check.
Stumbling out the gate.
Oh, listen. But that's me. I have a stutter, so like, there's no excuse for you. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So I missed it. Go to check the group chat with all the guys in SVP. Like, hey, give me the quick rundown. But before I do, as soon as I like looked at my phone, I had about 50 messages, like 60 texts, like, hey, are you okay? Hey, are you good? Hey, hey, what's wrong? Hey, da da da. I'm like, yo, did someone say I died? Like, I'm fine. Like, what is going on? And then I looked and was like, oh, okay. All right, that's what's going on. That's what they're talking about. And just kind of as the days went on, got more and more information and was like, oh, okay, well, that's what it is. You know what I mean? A lot of emotion, from the initial announcement at the last TV taping. Some people, upset, crying, sad. Some are angry. Some are confused. As for me and my guys, it simply is what it is. You know what I mean? When you have avoidable situations that you don't take the precautions to make sure you avoid, you end up in a bad spot. That's as simple as it gets. You know what I mean? So this is the spot that Ring of Honor finds itself in. Hopefully the hiatus gives them time to clear all of that out of the way, restart, and gives them a fresh start on this reimagining of what they see ROH being. But I will say, if they think they're going to come back and not have some of the same people, like they're just going to put put anybody on a show and just say it's ROH, I don't know if that's going to work. So I would strongly advise against trying to, pull the wool over anybody's eyes, because in today's era of social media, that's going to get called out, and it's going to be one of the worst things that you could do to try to relaunch a brand.
And the thing about it is that they were talking about how Ring of Honor is going to be relaunched into like a super indie. And the guys were going to come back and they weren't going to be under contract and all this other stuff like that. So my thought was they're rebranding it to a super indie, and they're going to have a bunch of random ass guys on the show. The whole history of Ring of Honor, I mean, like the catalyst of what made that so special. People are going to look at that and they're not going to buy that shit. No one's going to be like, yeah, that's Ring of Honor. No one's going to buy that.
We'll see, man. It's hard to say what will or won't happen in the future. like I said, if you can bring in a core group of people that gets the fans reintroduced, reacclimated, gets them comfortable with what it is, and then introduce new people slowly with good character work and storytelling, then you can have a successful relaunch. If you don't do that, it's going to be a very difficult sell.
True statement.
But it is what it is. The part that I think no one's thinking about is, okay, you do yourself a disservice. Let's just say, for example, if you're the Ring of Honor World Champion, doesn't matter who it is, we just saw you defend or win the Ring of Honor World title. Next time we see you is on TV somewhere and you're getting beat. So now what you've just told your entire fan base is whoever that is on that roster, them and everybody above them can smack your entire roster, including your champion. That's going to be where you run into some trouble keeping those fans, right? Because no one's coming to see B+ players, right? They're coming to see people that they know can go, and then that they know can give them every penny of their money's worth.
And that does make a whole lot of sense, man. Like if you think about it, you got guys that are doing GCW, right? For instance, the Briscoes. Briscoes go to GCW. They're a top team in the industry. They win the GCW tag team titles. They don't job out. So if you look at the Briscoes, you see that they're Ring of Honor lifers. They're guys that help build. They put Ring of Honor on the back. You know what I mean? So now you look at those guys and you say, those guys are really good. Look what they did. They walked into GCW and just took the tag team titles. So it doesn't diminish GCW as an indie promotion, and it doesn't diminish the Briscoes as a solid tag team, and it doesn't water down Ring of Honor at all.
No, and almost the opposite. Now it allows every tag team in GCW to elevate themselves because they're all chasing the Briscoes. So it allows them to elevate their star power, gives them a storyline, gives them a goal to chase, a team to chase, and the team that can knock off the Briscoes, legendary. I mean, you immediately put yourself in a category by yourself. And then every subsequent team after that, on and on and on we go. You know what I mean? Like you got the team that beat the Briscoes, then the team that beat the Briscoes, and then such and such and such and such. Like it only stands for everybody to be able to come up when you do that. And so that's the smartest play. You know what I mean? And that is what, we really didn't get a chance to do much, especially when we had and continue to have had opportunities with people who were there to help build stars around them and build future stars, right? So, but again, it is what it is, and we'll see what happens going forward.
Well, I really hope that things work out because I've always been one of those guys that look out for my people,
Mm-hmm.
and you and your boys are my people, so I'm always gonna look out. Like when I woke up that day and I got the email about all these people being released from Ring of Honor, I text you like right away, like, dude, you good?
Mm-hmm.
And what did you say right back to me? Man, it is what it is. I'm always gonna be good. So.
Always, man. That's plus. I mean, I'm one of those people. Just how I was raised, the way I grew up, I see things coming and I plan accordingly, right? So, is it unfortunate to lose this part of my income? Sure, you know what I mean. But that's not my only income. You know what I mean. So it's like, all right, that sucks. You know what I mean. But got to do this now. But that wasn't unforeseen. You know what I mean? Just watching how things have been going, watching, mistakes that have been made, goes, oh, okay. All right. So this could happen. So we may want to just get ready for that. And it did. Okay. Well, plan A, you know what I'm saying? So It's all
And you know
good.
what's funny? People don't realize that you've been building a brand over the last couple of years. So you've been like storing like a little nest egg away, so to speak. Like you knew, hey, I'm gonna build this brand so I can go anywhere once this thing is done.
I mean, that's the best part about it, man. And the fact that it's not just me, but all my guys with me is even better. You know what I mean? So it's something that I created, that I own, that, nobody wanted to work except like me and one other person. You know what I mean? And that's not even hearsay. I've been told that. You know what I mean? Like when this whole thing started, a lot of people didn't want to do it. They didn't like it. They didn't want to promote it. They didn't think Ring of Honor needed it. They hated on it, tried to make it fail. And here we are 2 years later, one of the best things going in the sport. And it's a credit to my guys for their faith and their belief in me, in the vision, and putting the work in. And for the people there that were riding for us, were fighting for us, I'm a huge proponent of proving people right that go to bat for me. You know what I mean? And so this was something that I feel like was a big home run, and they get to kind of stick their chest out and go, I told you, motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like, I told y'all. And so that's always dope.
Just still a phrase for your boy Keith Lee, kind of bask in your glory, right?
Kind of, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like I am someone who operates best with a chip on my shoulder. I am someone who operates best after hearing someone say, you can't do this, or you won't do that, or you won't be this. Bitch, please. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna make you look stupid, and I'm gonna have fun doing it. And I'm gonna smile when I do. You know what I mean? Because that's just who I am.
I like the fact that you said that, because me being in this business 29 years, I started as a 140-pound little kid.
It's like Kevin Hart, damn.
Yeah, exactly, right? And motherfuckers were like, hey, you're too small. You'll never fucking make it anywhere.
Right.
I'm like, oh, really? So here I am, the longest reigning NWA Pacific Northwest and Continental champion in history.
Right.
Like Piper, all those guys, I held his longer than all of them motherfuckers.
Right.
I'm the OIWA North American champion.
Right.
I'm 5-time NWA Heritage champion because they told me I couldn't do it. So I like to prove people wrong.
Someone out there told Mark Calloway he wasn't going to be shit in this sport. And they look like a fucking dumbass now. You know what I mean? Like, someone told Bret Hart you couldn't do this. Someone told, John Cena you wouldn't be this. And it's like, all right, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's the one thing too about all of these releases that I want people to keep in mind. Like, one person's opinion does not dictate your future, does not dictate your career, does not dictate what you do next. You write this story. You are the author. You get to say how the story ends. This dip in the journey, you know what I mean? It's just a part of it. Nipsey Hussle said a lot of times, minor setback for a major comeback. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like this is for a lot of people.
Man, that's a good ass quote by Nipsey right there.
Hey man, a little bit of everything. You know what I mean?
So let's talk about some shit.
Let's get
Your
it.
boy Keith Lee got released by WWE, and a lot of people have been coming at me like, do you think you'll see the Pretty Boy Killers? You can see them one more time? I remember the first time, I don't know if you remember this now, the first time I met you was at VIP Wrestling.
Dallas, yeah.
I remember I was there, and who was it? Athena. I was there. I wrestled Matt Palmer that night, and I first met Athena, and I was like blown away. And then she was like, "Would you see these other two brothers there come out?" And I'm like, "Who?" I see these two big ass dudes. And I'm like, "Oh, they about to murder somebody." Now, these guys wrestled Houston Carson,
probably,
and another dude. And that was one of the best matches I've seen. And then I remember you were the VIP champion, and you wrestled Ray Rowe a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the best matches I've ever seen.
Thank you.
So, with that being said,
Mhm.
you think the STP might have room for another big man?
STP has room for everybody. Like we were just saying before we went live. You've got companies, right, talking about they have the best trios and they have the best this and the best that with nothing to show for it. Me and my guys can say we're the best 3-man tag team in the world and we have something to show for it. We've got championships to prove it. So, but you know, they built themselves a little army there. They're untouchable, right? Only way you combat an army is with another army. So the way I see it, if STP was to start recruiting, bring in Keith Lee, talk to Swerve, talk to Top Dollar, talk to Adonis, bring in Hit Row. Look at individual talent like a Lee Moriarty and or a Darius Lockhart. You have an army of ready-made main event black talent ready to walk in and do box office numbers tomorrow. So the way I see, I mean, well, for some 89 days.
I was gonna say some got a little 89-day gimmick going, but
for 89 days.
Door open.
For me, we've got a little over 30.
Jay Lethal made his debut at AEW. Like
the way they gave us those, the way a lot of those were set up. If you wanted to cut ties right then and there, you could, right? That's what he did, right? And so congratulations to him. It's his choice. The feedback has been great. He had a great match. I'm sure he'll do great there. For me, there's something about finishing what I started that stuck with me. What's the thing that we've put together with Kenny King? I wouldn't be able to sit right if I didn't finish that the way it needed to be finished for the people that have supported STP through this entire thing, right? I owe them that. I owe Kenny that. I owe the Briscoes that. I owe, Taven that. All the people who have helped guide me through my years at Ring of Honor, I owe it to them to show up that last day, steal the show, and do exactly what I've been doing for the last 5-6 years. And that is being the leader that I'm supposed to be, right? So to me, that is what I'm going to do. And then come January 1st, we'll see what happens.
So let's see. Are you planning to? Are you guys allowed to defend the 6-man tag team belts on the indies right now?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say for instance, BCW Worldwide happens to run a show.
Mm-hmm.
3 people from BCW Worldwide challenge STP. You can put those Ring of Honor 6-man belts on the line.
Absolutely. STP shows up and we smack whoever decided to get in the ring with us.
Man. I dig it. I know you guys just did a show.
I'm actually getting ready to fly out tomorrow morning to go to Pittsburgh to smack up the main event in Lee Johnson. For because they're thinking the same thing. You know what I mean? They're thinking that they're gonna walk away with these Ring of Honor 6-man titles, and we're gonna have to go out there and shut them down. Love all those guys, great talents. You know what I mean? Got to mentor a few of them. Learning from me is one thing, fighting me is different. You know what I mean? So now they get to be on that side of it. That's not a pretty side. It's not a side you want to be on. So unfortunately for them, we are going to show them what the real main event looks like. Let them see that, get their 15 minutes or so, and then send them on their way. And it's on to the next for us.
Man, that's that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's that. I taught you everything you know. I ain't teach you everything I know type of shit right there.
Amen. I've been in this game for 14 years now. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Exactly. You guys just defended the belts against Danhausen, PCO, and Sledge. And
Right.
that was on the Halloween show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that was an old ECW arena.
Yes.
Tell me what it's like being in the old ECW arena.
I mean, it's incredible. You know what I mean? I've been fortunate enough to be in some really cool venues. I've been in Madison Square Garden. I've been at the ECW arena now. I think the only other two bucket list ones are like maybe Arena Mexico and like the Tokyo Dome. You know what I mean? So those are really the only ones I want to get checked off. In those buildings, you know, you think about all of the legendary performances, moments that have happened, and you want to make sure that you bring your A game on those days. You want to bring your A game all the time, but there's an extra special gear that you get when you're in those environments. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure if you're a ball player, you give your all every night, but when you go to the Garden, you had better show the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, legends have put on performances at the Garden. You know what I mean? So those are venues that you need to make statements in, and that's what I love to do. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And that's cool, man. Like I look up to you for the fact that you were out there doing what we're all doing, and you're making it work. And you're not only just making it work for like the wrestling portion of it, but like you're like a real fucking good dude. Like you do outreach programs and shit. I mean, I remember you did last time I had you on the show. You were doing something for like homeless children and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like your whole Shane Taylor Promotions is not just a gimmick.
It's not, bro. It's a real company that I own. It just happens to be entangled with pro wrestling. You know what I mean? So, and that's been the driving point to all of this is anybody could, you know, put on a suit, put on some glasses, change their voice and make it seem like this is who I am. You know what I mean? No, this is really who the fuck I am. You know what I mean? People get to see that. And what you get when you see Shane Taylor in the ring is, and it's funny because a lot of people say you have to turn the volume up on who you are in the ring. Well, for me, the opposite is the case, right? I have to turn the volume down when I go in the ring because who I am outside of that, you know what I mean, is not a marketable individual. So I turn myself down and I focus in. And what you get when you see Shane Taylor is someone who is honing in on what it means to be a leader and doing it his way. You know what I mean? The way I describe it is talk like Floyd, hit like Tyson, lead like Ali. You know what I mean? And carry that energy with me wherever I go. Instill that to my guys along with their own values and beliefs and what motivates them. And really give people what they've been asking the sport for 50 plus years now. People that look like them, that walk like them, talk like them, that are unapologetic about being proud of who they are, proud of their culture, willing to inspire everyone, hoping that everyone can be a fan and relate and have what we're saying and doing resonate, but especially knowing that there are little boys and girls that look like us that turn on their TV screens and they need to see something different than what hip hop and, you know, movies and TV shows are telling them they are. You know what I mean? And that's not to demonize a whole, you know, culture of music, but a lot of what is presented and what is commercialized is the 0.01% of our culture that, you know, is the most over criminalized, hypersexualized type view of who we are. And there's just so much more than that.
You know, I preach this all the fucking time, dude. And I think it's because of people like you that I get stuck in my head sometimes. Like I look at it, I always tell people like WWE, they like to present black wrestlers as either gang members, rappers, or dancers or singers.
Mm.
Like that's it. We do a whole lot more than that shit. Like I don't rap, I don't sing, I don't dance. I go in the ring and I beat your ass and I win championships. That's what I do.
That's been one of the issues. And when I sat down and talked to Kaun, Moses, Ron, O'Shea, and we talked about what we wanted to do and change in the sport, that was almost the first thing that everybody said is like this 5 character of doom, sort of mold that we've been in. And there's been a few that have broken it. You know what I mean? You got to see these sort of modern day athlete in MVP, you know what I mean? Be that sort of first round draft pick, football type dude, you know what I mean? That sort of prime time guy. You've got the New Day, right? Who, even though they still, do the dancing and all that stuff, they're able to bring this comic book anime culture with them. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of us, the more that I try to grow myself as a leader, as someone who can reach out and get to know and learn different things to help bring in new people. I'm dipping my toes into that comic and anime world, and there's so many of us that enjoy
Yes.
Dragon Ball Z and anime. You check out the cats from YouTube, our RDC world. Like that's all they do is talk about anime and this like that. So that's a thing that is huge, and for people like that to be able to see themselves on TV and be champions, you know what I mean, and be at the very top of the mountain is absolutely incredible. So we can run the gamut of characters that any of our counterparts do. We can run the entire spectrum. You can have someone who's Black can be the cerebral assassin. They can be the American hero. They can be the the American badass. You know what I mean? They can do all of those things. We have the ability, we have the skill, we have the charisma, we have the knowledge. Exactly. It just takes people to understand, stop being lazy about what you think you know about Black culture, what you've been told. Open your eyes, be willing to learn and understand that, everything in this sort of what have you done for me lately type of society, you're going to have to maybe sit down, understand, think, you know what I mean? Comprehend, or you're simply going to have to wait. You know what I mean? You're going to have to wait and be patient until the story unfolds for you.
That's all you can do, man. That's all you can do. So look, man, I appreciate your time. I know you're real busy. So what I want to do real quick is I want to throw out some of your socials, let these cats know where they can reach you. I want to make sure you see on the table you get fed too. Right. So they can reach you on Twitter at Shane216 Taylor.
Yes, sir.
Instagram, Shane216 Taylor. You got me on
216. That is the Cleveland area code 216.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can also click on those links. You can find his merch. You can find out ways to support this man. He's been supporting a lot of people in his industry. Let's give back to this man. Let's try to support him. So before I let you go, you want to give any shout outs, any plugs?
Of course. WrestlePit tomorrow in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you check out Twitter, the Instagram, you'll see the post for all that. Big match with the main event. We're absolutely gonna tear it up. WrestleCade, November 26th to 28 in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Me and the boys are gonna be there as well. Obviously, then we come back. Final battle, December 11th, Baltimore, Maryland. The last show for the foreseeable future for ROH. Come check that out. It was the UMBC. I think they changed it now, but regardless, head on over to ROHWrestling.com. Check out all the details there. And then we will actually be in LA like December 16th to the 19th, filming a project with an absolute legend of the bodybuilding world. I can't wait to have fun with that, and bring that project to life. So it's going to be a great time. Thank you everybody for an incredible 14 years so far. Here's to 14 more, and the success of STP and everybody else who finds themselves in a sort of transition period right now.
Well, I want you to do me a favor. First off, I might just fly down to California and see you, because I ain't seen it in a long time. That's an easy trip for me.
Right.
But secondly, and most importantly, Cassie Haynes, the hefty, the boss, the lead guy here at Bodyslam.net, he has a YouTube thing where he's getting chopped by wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
He's texting me at this moment right now. I want you to chop the shit out of him on video for his YouTube channel.
If I see him, sure.
I'm gonna set it up right now. I'm telling him right now. You just made my day, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only CEO of Shane Taylor Promotion, Mr. Shane Taylor himself. Shane, thank you very much for joining us, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you always got a seat at this table, man. Always. And like I said, if we had this table, you getting fed too.
Everybody eats, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Peace out, ladies.